weren't here for the first class, so we don't have to go over the schedule again, and we don't have to go over the examination again. But what we will go over is what the exam for this book will be like. Obviously, the subject matter in this book is more dealing with our practice and our heart. So, the exam for this book will be simple. Write a summary, not complete, on what Imam Ghazali is teaching us and what is the objective of what he's teaching us. Not long, not too long. I just want to understand if you realize what he's teaching us in this book.
A paragraph.
A paragraph or two. Okay? Because there's not much I can test on exactly like we can test in the other book. So this book will be, are you understanding what he's getting at? What's his objective? What is he trying to get us to do?
There are questions actually here. You can say, give me dua or two from the morning, give me dua or two from...
But with an open book test, they'll just copy it from...
But don't just ask Sheikh ibn Google, just use the book, it's okay.
So let's continue, inshallah. We're on page 62. We're on page 60. Share with him, inshallah. He's our qadi, inshallah. Now what we were discussing, Imam Ghazali, rahimahullah ta'ala, as in this book, he's been giving us a practical daily schedule. Alhamdulillah. This is very useful for most of us. So now we've already finished Salat al-Maghrib. Now he's telling us what we do at the time for Isha. We're on page 63 in the Arabic, 62. And the paragraph is the third from the bottom. فَإِذَا دَخَلَ الْوَقْتُ الْعِشَاءِ From there, inshallah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Page 62 in English.
62. Yeah. Bismillah.
فإذا دخل وقت العشاء فصلي 4 ركعات قبل الفرض إحياء لما بين الأذانين ففضل ذلك كثير وفي الخبر إن الدعاء بين الآذان والإقامة لا يرد.
This is very important. Listen to this. He says that when the time for Isha comes in, pray 4 rakat before you pray the obligatory, to enliven and to do something in between the two adhan. Meaning the adhan for the, between the adhan for Isha and Iqama. The two adhans are referred to as adhan and Iqama. You know Iqama? Iqama, like right before we start. Yes. Now, look at this hadith. And the virtue of that is much. In the hadith it states, the supplication made before the adhan and Iqama is never rejected. Many times after adhan we sit and we just talk. There's a hadith that says the dua made in between the adhan and the Iqama is never rejected. This is a very blessed time to make dua. Very important.
They had it also in the Maghrib. They had a same...
Keep going. Bismillah.
ثم صل الفرض وصل الراتبة ركعتين واقرأ فيهما بسورة ألف لام ميم السجدة وتبارك الملك أو سورة ياسين والدخان فذلك مأثور عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Okay, so now for some of us we won't be able to do this, but at least we should know that this was the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That after you pray the obligatory, you pray 2 rakats. In those rakats, what surah should you read? Alif Lam Mim Sajda, Tabarak alladhi biyadihi al-mulk, or Surah Yasin and Surah Dukhan. That is related from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وسلم. فذلك مأثور عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وصلي بعدهما 4 ركعات ففي الخبر ما يدل على عظم فضله.
Yes, so after that, now those were sunnah mu'akkada. Those sunnahs you have to do. These are now nafl or sunnah غير mu'akkada. وصلي بعدهما 4 rakats. Pray 4 rakats after that. And there's much bounty or benefit that the hadith tell us are in these.
ثم صل الوتر بعد ذلك 3 بتسليمتين أو بتسليمة واحدة.
Yeah, stop there. He says, then pray 3 rak'ah witr. Imam Ghazali is a Shafi. He says 3 rak'ah. بِتَسْلِيمَتَيْن, with 2 salam. That means you pray 2, salam, get up, pray 1, salam again. Oh, or with 1 salam. Meaning you pray all 3 with 1 salam at the end.
But however, you still need to do tashahhud in between.
Yes,
Maghrib.
yes, exactly. It's just like Maghrib.
Yeah.
Just like Maghrib. Just like Maghrib.
Except Maghrib, they have 2 loud rak'ahs at the beginning. They just have to be all of them the same. Yeah, all solid.
Continue. وكان
كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ فيهن بسبح اسم ربك الأعلى وقل يا أيها الكافرون وسورة الإخلاص والمعوذتين.
So now this is sunnah. Many of us can do this if we know these surahs. Rasulullah ﷺ in the first rak'ah would read سبح اسم ربك الأعلى. It's not too long. Some of us may know it. The next one is قل يا أيها الكافرون. Most of us know this surah. And Surah Ikhlas. And the 2 قل أعوذ برب الفلق and قل أعوذ برب الناس. They're called mu'awwidhatayn. So this is sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ. First rak'ah, سبح اسم ربك الأعلى. Second rak'ah, قل يا أيها الكافرون. And third rak'ah, the 3 quls. The 3 quls. This is sunnah. So if you know this, we should be acting upon it, inshallah.
وإن كنت عازما على قيام الليل فأخر الوتر ليكون آخر صلاتك بالليل.
Now, understand this. If you have intention and you know you're going to get up for tahajjud, don't pray your witr. Pray your witr after you pray your tahajjud. Because some hadith tell us that you should make witr your last prayer of the night. Okay? So for example, let me give you an example. Fajr time starts at 5 o'clock, for example. And you know you're going to get up for tahajjud salah, nighttime prayer. You wake up at 4 o'clock, you pray tahajjud. At 4:30 before the Fajr time starts, you pray your witr. This is the best thing. One time Rasulullah ﷺ, he asked Abu Bakr, correct me if I get them mixed up. He asked Abu Bakr, when do you pray your witr? Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala said, before I go to sleep. And he asked Umar radiallahu ta'ala, when do you pray your witr? He says, after I wake up for tahajjud. One of them was being very careful. The other one, he said, no, I know I'm going to wake up, I'm going to pray it after. But both are right. Okay, both are right. Do we understand? If you know you're going to get up, then pray your witr in the tahajjud time. But even if you have the slightest doubt that I might not wake up, pray it before you go to sleep. Because if you delay it till Fajr, it's qadha now. You prayed it out of time. This is the witr.
What's important to make it with it?
Oh, witr is wajib. Wajib meaning it's above sunnah and almost like fard. Witr is wajib. Witr is wajib. And the only reason it's wajib, not fard, because it's not from the same number of hadith. But it's wajib. It's wajib. Al-witr, there's a hadith, right? Sarah? Al-witru haqqun. فَمَنْ لَمْ يُوتِرْ فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. The hadith is, Al-witru haqq. Witr is haqq. Whoever does not pray the witr, فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. He's not from amongst us.
Really?
Yes, hadith. Yeah, hadith. Yeah, so we should get in the habit of our witr, inshallah.
So you're doing this, okay, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up
Before Fajr time?
Before Fajr time.
Yeah, if you get up before Fajr time, you can pray your witr at that time. You don't have to pray it before you go to sleep.
You do your Fajr at the time it comes in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go forward. Inshallah. Everyone understand that, inshallah?
A question.
Don't make with it.
What about someone is careful? He prayed his witr before he went to sleep.
There is no such thing as naqdul witr. We can talk about this.
Okay, then he woke up for tahajjud.
There's no, at the time of Sahaba in the beginning, there was something called naqdul witr. And what that means is that the Sahaba,
Did you have to pray the Dur Khanuk too?
We'll talk about this one later then, inshallah. Let's go forward then, because that's too complicated to get into. The basic.
Further, is it after the 4 rakat sunnah in Isha prayer, then 4 rakat fard,
Yes.
then 2 rakat sunnah,
Yeah.
then 4 rakat.
Those 4 after the 2 are just mu'akkada or more not mu'akkada, excuse me. غير mu'akkada or sunnah. You get it?
Okay.
They're just sunnah.
Because most
They're just like nafil.
okay. Yeah, no,
According to Hanafi, it's only 2 after that.
right. That's what I was. Okay,
Yes.
Okay, I was very.
The Hanafi is that you
Yeah.
pray 2 mu'akkada,
Right.
then you pray 2 more sitting down.
Yes.
Sitting down
Right,
2,
right. Because
and
of-
then the witr.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to do this in a sin to felicity, brothers. This book is not for this.
Okay.
This book is not for this, inshallah. But since you're asking, really quickly, not going too deep, naqdul witr, breaking the witr, was at the beginning time. That if you woke up now, you had to break your witr. You pray 1, break your witr, and then at the end pray witr again. But many sahaba, there's ijma that naqdul witr ended. There's no 2 witrs fi layl, only 1 witr. So that ended a long time ago. I can give you some proofs and stuff for that later, inshallah. It will confuse everyone.
I have another question.
Yes?
Concerning the prayers. If you don't come to the mosque to hear the adhan, when you pray at home, when do you pray the 4 rakats?
For which one?
For Aisha.
For Isha.
Yeah.
The ones before or after?
Before.
As soon as the time begins, you can pray those 4 sunnahs.
Okay.
As soon as the time begins. The moment your computer goes off with the adhan, if someone has that set up or however, the moment you see the time began, then that's what you do. Let's go forward, inshallah. وإن
وإن
كنت
كنت عازما على قيام الليل فأخر الوتر ليكون آخر صلاتك بالليل ثم اشتغل بعد ذلك بمذاكرة علم أو مطالعة كتاب ولا تشتغل باللهو واللعب فيكون ذلك خاتمة أعمالك قبل نومك فيكون ذلك خاتمة أعمالك قبل نومك فإنما الأعمال بخواتمها.
This is the most important part of this page. Listen closely. After this, after witr, now you're done. You're leaving the masjid, going home. Work on reviewing your knowledge. Study your aqidah. Study your books. Study something beneficial. Or studying books. Do not spend time surfing the web, basically, in amusement or entertainment. After witr, nothing else. In doing so, making them... Okay, listen to this. He says, do not spend your time in amusement and entertainment, and in so doing, making them your closing works of your day before you sleep. For actions are according to the last of them. He's trying to tell us the importance of going to sleep right after Isha. It's from the Sunnah to sleep immediately after Isha and wake up as early as possible. This is the Sunnah. And there are hadith which speak about it's makruh to talk to people after Isha except to your wife. After witr. No, after the nighttime before you go to sleep. Why? Because the Sunnah is to go to sleep early, and medically, it's the best sleep you can get. Medically, the best sleep you can get are the early portions of the night.
Well, some people pray Isha soon to come in, and what Isha come in around 6 something.
Yeah, but basically the point is this. The Sahaba would go to sleep early and wake up early.
Right.
Not sleep late and go to sleep late. Now, especially if you're doing something which has no benefit, because you're at the end of the day. So what he's saying is, you're about to lay down. Your soul is returning to Allah. You're going to sleep. Why would you end the day just surfing the net, doing useless things? When you just prayed your Isha, you ended the day so beautifully. Now go to sleep and then start the next day off early. But to be awake and useless things is totally contrary to the Sunnah. This is the time you should go straight to sleep or spend your time doing something beneficial. And the hadith say, talking after Isha is makruh, except to one's wife or family. Okay?
So how about if you delay your witr till 11 p.m.?
It's not the witr. It's the delaying of the sleep. It's the sleep that's the issue. The Sahaba would go to sleep early. Why? Why would they go to sleep early? Tahajjud. Not just Fajr, Tahajjud. That's the best time to be up and praying. That's why they would go to sleep early.
Because
Just
it's
want to
also,
get confirmation on, I'm going right before the whisper, where it says pray your fard 4 rak'ahs. I guess your fard of Isha,
Yep.
okay? And then you pray your
Two sunnahs.
Two sunnahs.
Then 4 more.
Okay.
Now, this is according to Imam Ghazali and Shafi opinion, that you pray 2, then 4. The 2 you have to, the 4 is just nafil. According to the Hanafi, it's 2 and then 2.
Now, on the 2,
But the second 2, remember, are nafil.
in the 2, where the first 2 is where he said, if you can, you pray those surahs.
Those surahs, yeah. Do you understand the importance? He's saying actions are judged by their last, by the last of them. And if you spent the whole day doing good, and before you go to sleep, now you're involved in haram and doing stuff, you're ruining all you did all day.
also it's encouraging to go to sleep early because most of the evil things happen at night.
Exactly. And that's when, you're just wasting time. You're just wasting time doing nothing. May Allah protect us. We all have
So
this.
is it right to say that cut down your socialization and almost
Only after Isha time.
right?
Not all day.
That's what most people they get together, families, and
No,
on a Saturday and Sunday or Friday.
I'tidal. You have to balance it. That's the thing. You have to balance it. Don't totally you have to balance it. The point is, make a schedule so that you can wake up for tahajjud.
Most of the time when we have a family get together,
Yeah.
we eat dinner after Isha.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Isha's very early now. Isha's very
even
early.
There doesn't make a difference.
Don't give them Isha anymore.
Let's go forward, inshallah. Let's go forward.
Don't give them dinner anymore.
Adab al-Nawm. So now it's time to sleep. Imam Ghazali now will teach us the way to sleep, how we should sleep.
آداب النوم. فإذا أردت النوم فابسط فراشك مستقبل القبلة ونم على يمينك كما يضطجع الميت في لحده.
Okay, so now he says, when you wish to sleep, spread out your mattress facing Qibla. Now, obviously, our mattresses are already spread. Normally, people, if you sleep on the floor, you just have your blanket and you spread it out when you want to go to sleep. And lie on your right side as a dead person lies in his grave. Now you're thinking about maut. As you go to sleep, you should be thinking now, the same way I'm going to sleep, and my soul is going back to Allah during this sleep, the same way I'll be going back to Allah forever. That's
I do that every time, and my wife does not like that. She said, "Why you keep saying that you're gonna die? Why keep saying you're gonna die?"
who said you don't have to say it.
I say it.
Because you scare her.
Now,
MashaAllah.
so I guess when you're laying down on your right, you're facing towards the Qibla.
Qibla, yes. Very good. So your bed should be situated basically like this table. That your head would be here. And when you lay on your right side now, you'll be facing Qibla. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm saying Qibla is like in front of me. Like,
Your head should
Basically,
be-
your head that way.
yeah, if this is Qibla, I'm sorry. So my head should be here.
Yeah.
And I should lay down this way facing Qibla. And you don't have to tell her I'm going to die. But think about it at least. Continue. Keep going. Bismillah. No.
كما يرجع الميت في لحده واعلم أن النوم مثل الموت واليقظة مثل البعث.
Yes. Look at this. It's very... Know that sleep is like death. And waking up is like the resurrection. The same way we sleep, we will die. And the same way we wake up in the morning, we'll be resurrected.
ولعل الله تعالى يقبض روحك في ليلتك فكن مستعدا للقائه بأن تنام على طهارة وتكون وصيتك مكتوبة تحت وسادتك وتنام تائبا عن الذنوب مستغفرا عازما على أن لا تعود إلى معصية أبدا واعزم على الخير لجميع الناس إن بعثك الله عز وجل.
Okay, listen to this. He says, it may be that Allah the Most High will take your soul by night. You might not wake up in the morning. So be ready to meet Him by sleeping with wudu in tahara. Your will written and placed under your pillow. Your will should be set. We spoke about this last night in halakha. This is important that everyone's will already be set. It doesn't mean literally under your pillow. It means it's set. In a state of, you should be doing istighfar, repentance over sin. As you are going to sleep, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. For whatever we did the whole day, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. And decisive about never disobeying Allah Almighty again. Astaghfirullah. We're going to sleep doing istighfar. Ya Allah, forgive me. Ya Allah, forgive me. Ya Allah, forgive me. You must resolve to now. But just in case we do get a chance to wake up again, what should our niyyah be? That's the next sentence. Aziman, did you read Aziman? Yes. Yeah. You must resolve to do good to all people if Allah Almighty the Majestic should allow you to rise again. So we go to sleep thinking, this may be my last time going to sleep. But if Allah gives me life again, my niyyah is to help as many people as I can today. Remember? Bismillah.
تذكر أنك سترجع في القبر كأنك وحيدا فريدا ليس معك إلا عملك ولا تجزى إلا بسعيك.
Yes. He says, remember. See, now this is what you should be doing as you go to sleep. Remember that you will be put in your grave this way, all alone, with nothing but your deeds. And you will be rewarded only for what you endeavored for, what you went after. Remember this as you're going to sleep. ولا
تستجلب النوم تكلفا بتمهيد الفرش الوطيئة فإن النوم تعطيل الحياة إلا إذا كانت يقظتك وبالا عليك فنومك أسلم لدينك.
Yeah. So now he says, do not go to great lengths to induce sleep. If you naturally are going to sleep, alhamdulillah. But don't go through too many endeavors to try to make yourself go to sleep. Why? By preparing your bed in the most comfortable manner. Because sleep is an interruption of life. You'll understand as we keep going. Unless being awake is a burden for you, in which case your being asleep is safer for your religion. Remember we said before, if you can't do good, just go to sleep. Look at the next sentence though. Read this.
واعلم أن الليل والنهار 24 ساعة فلا يكونن نومك بالليل والنهار أكثر من 8 ساعات.
Yes, listen. Understand that day and night is only 24 hours. So do not let the total amount of your sleep for day and night exceed 8 hours. Keep reading.
فيكفيك إن عشت 60 سنة أن تضيع منها 20 سنة.
It's quite enough that if you live 60 years, you wasted 20 of them, which is 1/3.
وهو الثلث.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
You only get 60 years, maybe. That means 20 years went to sleeping. Literally. 20 years of your life, you slept. And like 10 in the bathroom, 5 eating. You're left with, we did this before in halakha one time. You're left with only like 20 years of your life. Imagine, 8 hours go to sleep. Most of us 8 hours go to work. At least 2 hours go to food. And maybe 1 hour shower, bathroom. And that's small. It's probably more. A lot of us stay in the mirror of much longer than 1 hour. Add all that up and then figure out how long you're living in life.
Also traffic.
Traffic, yeah. You got to use all this time for ibadah. Do you get what he's saying? If you're sleeping more than 8 hours, that's more than 1/3 of your 60 years you slept. Think about this. This is dynamic stuff here.
It's better to sleep with one shot than wake up. Sleep 20 years then wake up after that.
Keep going. Bismillah.
واعلم أن الليل والنهار 24 ساعة.
Now, one more thing. He's giving us leeway. You don't even need 8 hours. 6 to 8 is okay. Some of us are doing like 10.
When you're younger, you need no more, but when you're older, you find yourself sleeping less.
Oh, okay.
You sleep less.
Yeah.
You say?
Really?
When you're old.
I do.
Yeah, the brother said when you're older, you start sleeping less. Wallahu a'lam. when you're young, like teens, you like sleep like crazy.
Yeah, because you don't care. And then
So-
now you know the value.
Now you know the value of time. So now let's all make our schedules in a way that at least
That way, brother. It's when you are strong,
your body needs
you
it.
know that you have nothing to do, so you keep sleeping. But when you are old, every time you lay down, you feel pain in your shoulders or something, then you have to wake up.
Bismillah, let's go forward. Let's go forward.
You cannot sleep.
I would highlight this paragraph. It's very important to remind ourselves that if I'm sleeping more than 8 hours, 1/3 of my life is gone in sleep. Let's go forward.
Someone sleep more than 8 hours, take him to grave. That's it.
Before sleeping,
فيكفيك إن عشت 60 سنة أن تضيع منها 20 سنة وهو الثلث وأعد عند النوم سواكك وطهورك واعزم على قيام الليل وعلى القيام قبل الصبح.
yes, so he says now, before you go to sleep, set your miswak and your water ready for wudu. You really don't have to do that nowadays. You just put the miswak by the sink. The reason he's saying this is because when you wake up, sometimes you're disoriented. You don't know where everything is. You're looking for the keys last minute to run to the masjid, right? Where did I leave them? So put everything where it needs to be before you go to sleep.
فركعتان في جوف الليل كنز من كنوز البر فاستكثر من كنوزك ليوم فقرك فلن تغني عنك كنوز الدنيا إذا مت.
Look at this. It's poetic. It's poetic. He says, before sleep, prepare your toothstick and your water for ablution. And resolve. You have to pray tahajjud. You have to. Tahajjud, most people don't even think about it. He's saying, you have to pray tahajjud. Resolve to perform tahajjud. And to be up before fajr. Before fajr. 2 rakats in the depth of the night are among the treasures, look at the word, treasures of piety. So grow, get as much as you can, your treasures for the day of your poverty. Because on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you're not going to have anything except what you did.
Piety.
So he's saying get as much treasure as you can for that day that you're going to be in poverty, which is Yawm al-Qiyamah. For the treasures of this world will be of no use to you when you die. No use whatsoever. Tahajjud. Tahajjud is so important. Now when you go to sleep, he's going to tell us the dua to read.
وقل عند نومك باسمك ربي وضعت جنبي وباسمك أرفعه فاغفر لي ذنبي اللهم قني عذابك يوم تبعث عبادك اللهم باسمك أحيا وأموت أعوذ بك من شر كل ذي شر ومن شر كل دابة أنت آخذ بناصيتها إن ربي على صراط مستقيم.
He says, now remember, in Islam we understand sleep to be the brother of death. And waking up is like resurrection. So look at the du'as. In your name, my Lord, I lay myself down, and in your name I rise up. Forgive me my sins. O Allah, save me from your punishment the day you resurrect your slaves. O Allah, in your name I live and die. And I seek your refuge from the evil of everything that possesses evil, and from the evil of every creature whose forelock you hold. Truly, my Lord, you are on the right way. Until awwal.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you explain what forelock is?
Yeah, the forelock is, from what I read, where a lot of the decision making of people is located. And the front part,
Onslaught, what they call it.
yeah, and the front part of the brain, a lot of the decision making is based of this portion of the brain. So in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that every creature, his forelock is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember, we spoke about hand and all these things in Aqidah class. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls the actions of people and what we will decide to do in these things. So it's referring to that. Wallahu alam though. Wallahu alam. Again, Allah knows best what that exactly means. It doesn't necessarily mean the explanation I gave you, but this is one explanation that I read for it.
So in other words, it's basically it says creatures whose thinking you hold, basically.
In actions, thinking, all of this, yes. Wallahu alam though.
Control.
The creatures who are in your control, basically. We could say it that way.
And of course, every creature is in control.
Exactly.
And you noticed in a couple of these du'as, especially the first one here, when you sleep, it goes وَبِسْمِكَ أَرْفَعُهُ and then two dots and continues. Those are the ones that are not the complete du'as, it's just
Um,
complete.
No, you know what? I don't know why there's two dots.
I see another one the same way, and I'm
Which
believing.
one?
He's asking why are there dots in between arfa'uhu faghfirli.
That's not complete. It's just the beginning of dua.
Is it?
Still has to
Okay.
complete. Whenever you see those two dots,
It's more.
there is completion. There is continuation.
Next one, أنت الأول.
أنت الأول فليس قبلك شيء وأنت الآخر فليس بعدك شيء وأنت الظاهر فليس فوقك شيء وأنت الباطن فليس دونك شيء اقض عني الدين واغنني من الفقر.
Yes, he says, oh Allah, you are the first, there's nothing before you. You are the last, there's nothing after you. You are the apparent, there's nothing above you. You are the hidden, there's nothing below you. Resolve me of my debts and enrich me beyond poverty. Allahumma.
اللهم أنت خلقت نفسي وأنت تتوفاها لك مماتها ومحياها إن أمتها فاغفر لها وإن أحييتها فاحفظها بما تحفظه به عبادك الصالحين.
Now remember, death and sleep are together. So look at it. Oh Allah, you created my soul and you will cause it to die. Remember, these are all the du'as that we're saying as we go to sleep. To you belong